Good afternoon. It's just barely past 12:30 Pacific time, and I'm back on playing Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going to go ahead and throw up a quick shout out on Twitter, and we'll get back started on leveling up Larissa here. All right, on the Twitters. Yeah, for some reason it still shows my old Far Beyond the Foundry thing, but that's set up. Only 200, only plat. Alright, well, we've eaten our experience points. And I know I was supposed to go do Korthos Island over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. The 50% pot's still going to take 5 runs to get to 750. We will instead go do, well, just about anything else. We did garrisons and we did Dirks. I'll go do Caverdashers real quick, and we'll do that little cluster over here. The Butcher's Path. It's a lonely road, and I walk alone. The Butcher's Path is probably one of the more challenging harbor quests at low level. There are a lot of enemies, a lot of Kobold Shaman. Me being on a second life and being as well geared as I am, I'm not really worried about hard. I know thing. But on Elite, the lightning bolts do have a tendency to kinda, they hit pretty hard. But this is supposed to be a little bit more grindy anyway. Okay, oh. Each of the harbor quests, especially the premier ones, they're kind of geared to teach you different things. Recovering the lost tombs about perception, awareness. Butcher's Path is combat. Info is key is probably vertical movement. A lot of up and down, a lot of swimming. Kobold's new ringleader, I think, is more about bosses. Boss combat. This is more about mob combat. They teach you without really being taught. They give you each experience separately, and then they dump it all on you. In the waterworks. Double obscuring mist, what does it mean? Well, on stack it means -2 to attack rolls. Folio. Well, they do. There's a rare up there, but I can't get to it because I have 0 lock-picking skills. So, no trapper. Yeah, you just gotta learn to move on, you know? Think that no, I was wrong. I thought there was a might have been a collectible.
Yeah, that really surprised me. And I guess like well, he's a Star Trek fan. It makes sense. Yeah, but I guess he really likes it, but he hasn't really had like good groups to play with, so he's not really far or whatever. Because I told him that Rob won several tiers 6 games, remember? And he said, "Well, holy shit." Rob's been collecting them. Yeah. Well, got 440 hours in that, so he must like it. Yeah. It's not a bad game. I just prefer the combat system in Media to the combat system in SQ. The combat system in SQ just feels a little clunky to me. Yeah. And I couldn't even say why. Well, and maybe it's because of the emphasis on the maybe that could be it too. I don't know about you, but I think these lives skills actually taste really good. They have an odd taste. It's kind of like a oatmeal taste.
Oh, after you open the chest, yeah, these you gotta break through the ambushes. Okay, get these crates. I have no idea what that lever does. I've never been able to figure out that lever. Ransack, Vigilant Sight. We'll get Conquest right here. Alright, we're pretty much done with the Butcher's Path. We will check for the extra rare. It's not a whole lot of time off my clock. And I'll need it for Trog Hunter anyway. He has been appearing less and less often. I've seen him a couple times, don't get me wrong. He's not like never appearing, but boy, is he rare. Who do we fight here? Nisa? Yeah, Nisa. There we go. She's got a little laser beam on her. Well, I think we know what the bonus is this weekend. It is a renown boost weekend, and it's a big one, folks. That was a fully 50% increase in renown. They are really giving it away this weekend. So get on your tunes, hook up with your guildies, and get it on like Donkey Kong. So unless there is something amazing, green or metallic with a red augment slot, I don't care. So that's all we're looking for is green or metallic. See, there's no metallic here. I don't care what those are. Heroic Deads. Boom! Extra 100. Money, money. No, I really want to play this weekend. Yeah, that means the bonuses hit a day early too, which is good because I know they're going to be all on the VKK because they're in the States. Like my mints, my minty mints.
I wonder what servants you would get.
Oh, I forgot to call out O'Leary. I might get one more quest out of her. Get out of here, I'm going to steal your books. I want all the Tom Clancy. I want the Belgariad and the Malorian. I'm going to take, of course, all the Tolkien. Take all the cooking books, just in case there are hidden messages from Keith Baker in it. There are exactly 13 cookbooks in this library. And they're all about pastries. I really wish DDO had a foundry like thing, because I would totally do that. I was famous as being a DM when I was a DM for running very light-hearted campaigns. Lots of puns and stuff. Pun world, basically. Think Xanth, but with replay value. The Xanth books by Piers Anthony are the greatest series of books I will only read once. And I've read some really bad books over and over again. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. But those books, the jokes are kind of one and done, you know? It's like, oh, groaner. I think I read them once a decade to remind me exactly of how bad the puns are. In that case, I'm overdue by 7 years. I can probably go another 7. I'm going to admit, some of the later ones kind of got a little skeezy. But, they never outright boldly crossed that line. And I guess he was targeting it for younger audiences anyway, so, you know, that would kind of make sense. I guess that's why the older I get, the less I enjoy them. Could be worse. It could be like early 80s men's adventures books. Oh my god, those are unreadable now. When you actually get out of high school and you become a well-rounded human being, you realize exactly how pathetic those books are. And they are. Give me a second here. Trying to. I got an unwanted friend. Today's coffee is Victor's French Roast Arabica. It is a coffee. It's nothing special. Nothing horrible either. It's a coffee for when you want coffee. If you want coffee for a coffee experience, you'll have to find a different coffee. I don't remember if there's a breakable in here I have to get. Might as well do it just to find out. It's a fire mephit. That was a pile of ash. Oh, heroic bids. 300. Not 2, not 200. 300. And we have stolen Aasimaar's book. Yeah, there are 2 alchemy tables. There are probably plenty of vials here. It is a vial place. Actually, I did pick up 2 vials of pure water. Isn't that what they mean, right? It's a vial place. Alright, Aasimaar. This is the book I want. So green. That's all I care about. There's nothing else. Nope. Another 300. Heroic bids. Oh no, you heroic didn't. There's Haberdasher. This is easy. Go down, kick some butt, add some scorpions. Make scorpion stew. Kill all the scorpions so they don't eat Haberdasher. Yeah, Haberdasher just seems like an ordinary guy. I mean, he's pretty respectful and whatnot, and he's opening up with the fact that he's all like, I ain't no fighter. I'm a banker. I'm a low-level banker, so I haven't been corrupted by Big Sharn. This is a sweet renown boost. This little something. Oh, no renown. I'm crushed. I want renown every single time now. Kind of like hoping no green. Not often they give you a 50% boost. I know, I should get on one of my higher characters and go murder some sagas and everything, but we gotta do this. We gotta get this on. And with the speed, if you know what you're doing with the speed, you can blow through these. Oh, you all come out about the same. Although I'm thinking about going over to Orient and working on my own private guild. Info is key. The last remnant of the glory that was the leaky dinghy. Everything's now moved over to the lobster. Now these dungeons make a comeback for hiding in plain sight. Level 11 quest that's the lead into the rest of Siles. Just down here to break some boxes. But yeah, it's great how... Yeah, I actually kind of like the callback quests. I wish they do more of them. Admittedly, they did do a callback in the very first expansion. And if you're a careful observer, if you do the Demon Web Explorer, you realize that it's the same area you're fighting through and caught in the web, the exact same map, and you can figure out where some of the Lolth messages are from. Yeah, you better run. Nah, that was Vandal pretty quick. A lot of boxes right there. There's Ransack. We went down, so we gotta go back up. Just an amber vial. I guess this is gonna be a vial place too. So the first time you play, of course, you go off to the blank wall and it says, well, maybe you can find it somewhere else. Thing to make that renown. I'm good on plat. I don't much care about plat. I like to find things I can sell for astral shards, which are basically now... I don't really sell the metallic of red augment slots. Those ones would go the most often. Did I get any metallic at all? Boots of Fire Guard. Nope. Alright, continue to make that renown. Oop, I might got a bank bag. Or I might got DDO points. Probably DDO points because I just completed a Fair Lane quest and they don't give, they give DDO points. So half orc and half elves are 75% off. Warlock is 50 or 75. If you ever needed Warlock. I almost did a weird Barbarian Fighter Warlock build I thought would have been good, but I decided to keep it simple because I also wanted to test out the new domains, which when I get my next level I will be picking up a domain, in this case Destruction Domain. The melee domain. Oh, I was going to check my mail. Ha ha ha. I still have a higher. That's what I was coming over here for. It'll say free DDO points for you. Yay! I got quite a bit of DDO points. I've been frugal. Of course, when I turn in my VIP code, I will be able to get 1,000 more. $500 DDO points goes a lot farther, I think, than 500 Zen from Cryptic. But then again, they just did a $5 per tier thing, so every tier 6 shop costs $30, and that's a heck of a lot of money to pay for virtual stuff. If it was 15, if they did 250 a tier, I think I would probably bought a lot more Zen before I bought Lifetime, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. So now those dogs are absolutely killer at level on Elite because their teeth are like heavy picks. Like, ow, 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 critical hits, ah! I've had some bad rolls and been laid waste by the dogs when these fighters couldn't hurt me. No loot? More like hidden loot. No offending the church, or we will have to smite you. Hey, Titan. Well, he can just kick me off, Titan. Yeah, I'm hosted, but that's okay. I just hosted it just in case, you know, nobody was going to watch him. He kicks me off. It's his time, you know. I ain't got no beef with that. Kick me off the official stream. Do I have to do it? Looks like he's on right now. It's Gemini, right? Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, he's already done kicked me off. I'm good with that. Don't worry about me. Just if I'm still streaming when he's done, rehost me. I don't care. What do they call it over on the Lotro side? A raid? I don't know. No one ever raids me. I'm on this poor lonely channel. Oh, I don't think I did that in under. Oh, I did. I did that in under 2 minutes. I don't know. I have enough time to sneak in there with. Well, let's go ahead and try it. Go, 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 go. Ooh, oh, right in time. Yes. 10 seconds to cast, 11 seconds left on the contract. All right. Getting a little extra out of this one. I know it's not. I used to worry about contract plat way too much. Now, of course, that I'm an old timer. I'm a rich man. I just throw away contracts I don't need anymore. Really, to tell you the truth, it's kind of sad. And of course, I went cheap during the sales, the big 95 or most of the stuff off sales, and bought small hireling contracts. And now that they're giving us all away free permanent contracts, I've got no place to stash them. Oh well. What you going to do? Yeah, you're trying to save some DDO points. Small contracts 95, a large or a medium contract was 225. You know, you gotta buy it per character. That added up. So I went cheap. I think I bought 3 mediums. I bought 1 large for Glyn. I was experimenting having the hireling do all the combat. And combat hirelings are good right up until the point where they go stupid. When that happens, what you gonna do, right? I was working on a parody song about that, set to George Strait's Gone Country, called Gone Stupid, all about hirelings. My problem was I didn't like country music, and I certainly don't like George Strait well enough to have actually finished that particular little project. I got into a little bit of Garth Brooks because, you know, it was just a thing at the time. And I'll admit, him covering Billy Joel and liking Don McLean kind of helped out in that regard. Because I like those things too, so I could at least connect to him personally, even if the music didn't entirely speak to me. But, you know, it was all part of that late 90s, early 90s, late 90s experience. What, about 93? Shameless came out on Stormfront, which was... No. Shameless was River of Dreams. No, it's Stormfront. So that would have been 89. Yeah, 91, actually. 91, 92. And I'll admit, there is some good country music, and I don't mind it when it gets big for a little while. Like when Darius Rucker covered Old Crow Medicine Show's Wagon Wheel. I like Old Crow. They're a good band too. Yeah, a lot of loot out of this one. I'm mining anything I get. You can get one with the marketplace expansion packs. You get a level 18 Onyx Panther with the big Menace of the Underdark pack. You get an owlbear with the very big Shadowfell Conspiracy pack. And finally you get a level 10 and you get a level 17 and a level 26 owlbear. And then you get a scarecrow with Ravenloft. 10 and I want to say 23. Can't swear to that though. 10 I'm sure of, 23 I'm not. But can you buy permanent hirelings in the DDO store for DDO points? No. If they gave me a chance to buy a permanent bound to account 10-piece Lorben flower at level 8, then 10-piece at level 14, and Mikhail the fighter at a level 11, I think I would be ecstatic. Hey, no problem, Trilogy. I don't mind answering questions. I'm glad for it. See, on Lotro, people on my Lotro streams, people are always asking me questions, and I don't play that game enough, so I'm always going to like. But DDO, I know about. DDO, I know. I'm pretty good. Hello, it's me. I thought about us for a long, long time. Maybe I think too much, but something's wrong. There's something here what doesn't last too long. I've always loved that song. Hello, it's me by Todd Rundgren. A good song. I like synoptication. I don't have enough of it. I just gotta. I've been downloading some stuff from Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66 and Brazil 68. Ooh. Boy, talk about your relaxing music. That's some good stuff. It's easy to be chill listening to the. Okay, I don't want to pick that up because I don't have ransack yet. And I don't think. Well, I might. You don't want to get Rockmont, and you do want to get Calamity and one rare to be able to get Conquest, I think. Or did I also need the guy not to screw up and I get... Okay. Let's see if Calamity's here. I don't need to break any more boxes. Doesn't look like it. Not enough for Onslaught, so I must have missed something. Oh, I did get it. Okay. Well, I was hoping one would drop so I didn't have to run all the way over. Wow, usually I break those boxes and a ruby appears in there. That's okay, we know where to go find one. Just would have saved me a little bit of time. I got pot running. Give me my slice. Oh, we're getting Tales of Valor now, so. Right now, I'd have to say, even for green, I'd probably turn it away. What is that? 900. 900 renown. Wow. Oh, I forgot to get this one. Maybe I'm going to get another 300 over here. Oh, another 900. Boom. That's just, we're just making the renown. Do I have any level 2s left to do other than this guy? And this guy's kind of hard, but I can... On hard, I can try it. I do not need to call a hireling for this one because they'll just get in the way. Pots will do. Pots will do. Now this one, you're going to pass up a lot of chests and whatnot. And just get them when you're done. They allow you to come back and get them. See, you can't get the profits. Now I'm going to switch to a single-handed weapon so I can target which kobold I'm killing. So I'm down to 3 kobolds. They're all profits, so I can't kill them. As much as I'd love to. Dungeon Alert Green, that's not too bad. I've had it worse by this point. I've had it where it's red already by this point. Alright, I think I have some throwing garbage. Or did I accidentally just sell it? I did. Yeah. Oh well. That'll learn me to lock down my throwing weapon. Remind me, I have to craft a throwing weapon. Oh, there are 2. Where's the other one? Alright. Now we just murder everybody. Mission over. Can't fail. Oh yeah, I will hit with glancing blow even if I'm doing a regular strike. You can't have a two-handed weapon in this quest at all. You will kill way too many prophets. So that's why I switched to my Muckbane. It's not the most ideal thing, but I got the job done. And you can't even really do that with bastard swords, even if you don't have the two-handed weapon thing. Anything muy grande like that, that's not going to work. Is the rear guy back here? No, the trap's back here, but you bet I want back for these chests on a big renown weekend if I'm doing them at level. Yeah, that's the big thing about two-handed fighting is that you have to be committed to hitting multiple creatures. There's just no... Kind of hard to be precise with a greatsword, you know? Ooh, Glick Spangle. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Nice. Then again, a lot of people avoid this quest, like the plague. In this case, a plague of kobolds. Alright, let's check my quest log. Yoli quest log. I've got Baudry, Misery's Peak, Miller's Debt, and Marketplace. Since I have no hireling, let's go run over and do the solo. I think I need some water. I think I'm dehydrated. I took my pill. Bergen Enge. Yeah, I know about the invis thing. I'm lazy. All my invis pots are on another tune. I forgot to get them. Well, I was yawning. I got a little sick last night, but I still had pretty good sleeps. At least time-wise. Broken into 3.5 hour chunks. Should be enough. Not me, I'm a cleric. My barge did it in Viz. Although I have to admit my bards always try to do everything in Viz. Yeah, I'll take the heroic dids. Now it's time to go back and face the wilds of Korthos Island. Misery's Peak. I would have loved for them to do an epic Korthos storyline and make Misery's Peak into a full-blown raid. I think for our raid, you take Misery's Peak and you take the role of Silly Moss Jeets and Talbron. And you have to distract and lead and kite the dragon to its final meeting. That quest is a solo quest, so everybody should be able to make that one look easy. Really, there's only 4 things to fight. Yeah. If you go the other way, there's even less, but there's a trap. Now on my repeater cheater, I'll have to admit, Misery's Peak was really easy, even on Elite. With the changes in aggro they made, it's a little harder on the melees because of Dungeon Alert. I don't have power attack on. But my bond is on. I bonded the Fallen for strength and reflex saving throws because I dumped deck, so I'm going to need those reflex saving throws. I can't take 4 because I wanted to do Misery's Korthos Island. I might skip that. I'm trying to hold the level. I like doing it that way. But I'd rather take the level at this point to get level 2 cleric to start my domain. So I think after this I'm going to have to grind out Korthos Island. That might be a little bit boring for a while. I'll have to get a big glass of water for that. Una agua mi grande. Yeah, I'm here, but I forgot to drop my hireling because I don't want to be bothered with healing right now. Drop my hire. Oh, you can get another. There's another place you can get a permanent hireling. I forgot. The starter pack, which is on deep discount right now, has a level 3 Illyri Thistledown bound to account. And you get a scorpion pet. I don't have my pet out. With the new pack, you get new pets. We'll bring out a pet. I'll bring out the raven. That's my... Get a black cat and a raven. What about Sparrow? What about me? I wanted the raven because I had a best friend who went by the handle of a raven. Now we've grown apart. But, you know, he taught me a lot. He's a good guy. Helped me out. He went by Raven and I went by Sparrow. When somebody was constantly fighting me over the Don Quixote username on EFNet's IRC, he got really, really nasty about that. So I just went and switched to Sparrow. Now that's hard to get because of Captain Jack Sparrow and people taking my names. Although I can't remember the last time I was actually on EFNet. Come as you are. All these rooms are awarded by the zombies. You have to kill them to be able to light them. It's a lot easier on normal and hard because the ice spiders are all melee. On elite they become ranged. Ugh. Now, it used to have little bridges and you could go any way you want, and they took out some of the bridges from the earliest version of this, and now there's a pretty clear path. It's not totally obvious, but if you assume the nearest ramp that you haven't gone up is the next ramp, that's a pretty safe bet. So each signal crystal activates a door where you go down, flip a switch. The first signal crystal you activate, the green one, is the one that opens Frostbite's lair. He's a red name spider, and he's like worth 50% of base XP. It's well worth killing Frostbite. After this, I'm going to get up and grab a quick, tall, cool, refreshing glass of water. Alright, well, we came down that big ramp, so we're going to go the other way because we want to kill frostbite. Over there where this green signal crystal goes. Sometimes I skip optionals, not many. Sometimes I do. This is one I would never skip, never ever. It's just worth too much that level. And it isn't exactly a hard fight. It's not very accurate. The spider web is mostly annoying. You have a flaming touch weapon, he's dead easy. 619 points at this level for killing one little thing, that's pretty nice. So 30% of base XP it looks like. 825, I think it's 30. Alright, we are done with the main chamber, so we are going to go over and we're just going to cheat a little and drop off right here. Sometimes the spiders will follow you down too, they'll just fall off too. Usually they don't follow you behind the door. Though I remember one day when they were having the problem that started the restarts, where mobs would suddenly ignore edges and just kind of run off. Well, on that one, the spiders also ignore the barrier, the limit on the door. So I'm just running along doing this as normally like I do, and I get to one of these fights. I think the next one here. Yeah, these three packed by the door. And then all of a sudden I'm trying to open the door and I get interrupted by 8 ice spiders that have followed me down here. It was hilarious. It's like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to get these kills today. This is still a good scene. I like how they keep the lore that white dragons don't see so well. I remember that being a big thing in the beginning of book 2 of the first Glyn series. I always thought, though, with all the emphasis they're putting on the Devour and everything, it would have a little bit more Swagan in here. Like any Swagan in here. C is just starting his 4th life. Did this on Elite and held a 140 to 1 kill advantage over the hireling at one point. That means he was killing things with the quickness, because the hireling likes to snipe kills. Pfeiffer, not so much. Every time I hear the word quaver, I think of the end scene, the musical end scene of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. See, now, they're not supposed to even on... Since I'm melee, they're not supposed to grand aggro like that. They're not supposed to talk about it. But they did. And I made them pay for it. This makes this chamber a lot harder than it used to be. I mean, not like this chamber was ever super easy. This is like the hard part of Misery's Peak. This is like the only hard part of Misery's Peak. But boy, when that aggro status flashes to red right away now, whoa. You're grateful to have a ranged DPS kind of guy to thin out the crowd before you get a couple of stacks of harried on you. Fresh frozen air, now in the grocery section at your local supermarket. That's what I hear every time I hear it. I mean, there's just some phrases that like make me think things. I don't know why. Fresh frozen air, now from Birdseye. Ho ho ho, green giant. Too much TV growing up as a kid. But around 12 I replaced TV with video games. I mean, I had an Atari growing up, and I was pretty serious about it. But let's face it, the games, even if you're serious about Atari games, I don't remember myself playing any game 8 hours at a time. You know, you'd have to switch it up. I mean, I really didn't enjoy my Atari until I got a pretty sizable library. I think the only I can't think of a single Atari game I could stand for more than an hour. Ah, no, I take that back. Robot Tank. I became legendary at Robot Tank. Wish I still had that Polaroid. I'd send it into Twin Galaxies, because I'm pretty sure I'd hold the record. I was. There were 3 games I was really good at. I was 2600, Robot Tank, and then in the arcade, Pengo and Depth Charge. I won a Pengo tournament at Redondo Pier one summer weekend when they were doing that. We just happened in, and they had a list of the 5 games they were holding tournaments for, and Pengo was one of them, and yeah, it wasn't even close. I was good at Pengo. And then I got a Commodore 64, and you know, then I started games where I would play for hours. Sid Meier is my nemesis. If I could get Sid Meier for all of the hours he's cost me, I could become probably anything I wanted. But I wouldn't have had much fun. And I'll admit, growing up, I didn't have a good social life. I needed some escapism, and Sid Meier gave that to me. I'd love to thank him for that at least. I spent an hour this morning playing Alpha Centauri. They're locked in a contest of wills. You must probate each one and find out which is the better will. Lances and lawyers. Now get the bonus chest before going back. I don't care. I'm selling them anyway. I really don't. Bolts. Okay. Alright, now comes the boring part of the show where I go do Korthos Island, but to speed it up, I will be drinking a pot. Because I really want to take 4, but I really want the XP that's out here. And I won this pot the other day. So let's see if we can quickly beat up 750 inhabitants of Korthos Island. Well, 600. Should be able to do this in 4 runs. Then we'll take a level, and we'll go do the same thing in Cerulean Hills. Cerulean Hills are a little bit more interesting. First off, there's a lot more rares. 7 instead of 3. They're better rares. I love getting the extra one every other one. I'm glad I won this pot. I really don't want to be out here that long. The bad thing is, by level 15, I think that this character is going to work out in exactly this build. I'm going to have to go out and do all of Menectarin again, because she had all of Menectarin done before reincarnating. I am so pleased with the Aasimaar look right now, because like I said, the last couple of new races have been a little light in the skin tone. Yeah. I would have liked to have seen some more purple highlights for obvious reasons, because I made purple her thing with the purple dragon robe. No, Velez Spunknir. Go over here and kill the priestess, or the baron, or the whelp. Adept. Oh. I'll just start randomly naming off Sawagan types, and I will get all but the wrong one, right one. Actually, it's going to be a greatsword build cleric, battle cleric. 14-6, 14 cleric, 6 fighter. Level 1 cleric, though, I don't have greatsword aptitude, so I just built her a stick. I have a greatsword waiting for her at 5. I designed. I went with this kind of a split because early on, Paladin's blue. Where'd he go? And then when they did the Paladin pass, Paladins got really powerful. But there were just some things that I found that their group healing and their defensive buffs weren't up to snuff. So I kept the idea of the 12-8 Battle Cleric. But then with domains coming out, it's worth it to go 14 Cleric to get the capstone in any domain. Oh good, they didn't. So, on my main 20 Cleric, I'm trying out War Domain since he had Bastard Swords. To be a 20 Battle Cleric. Orb and Bastard Sword. I'm going to go Protection on my Cleric Paladin build. Dragon Knight build, Imlad. She's got Bastard Swords too, but she's also a Tower Shield Specialist. So I want to go Protection Domain with her. Fighting is the most important part of Pfeiffer, and while I give up a lot of that by taking 14 Cleric, by going melee with the improved destruction, I think I can get a lot of that back. Let's see how it works. I mean, I could go back and get my Maul out of there because I've got one level of fighter, so I've got all the proficiencies now. But the Maul is just the same as this, so it's not going to change anything. What would be the point except waste time? So no, just hang out till 5. Crafted up a little stick. I've got a couple of staff builds anyway, so I was going to need a level 1 stick at some point anyway. And you know, New Kenneth crafting. Oh, I can't say enough about it. I am so glad I built a crafter. My wife can pretty much make anything in the game up to level 22 or 23, I think it is. I think she's working on this stuff just to make the Unbound insightful shards now. That's real pricey, but it's well worth it. It is best staff, Dragonborn Acid build, Earthquake is amazing, yeah. Staff Cleric with the new domains? Or Druid or what? don't need anything over there. But yeah, the earthquake spell is really one of the top shelf spells out. It's largely replaced what Blade Barrier and Wall of Fire used to be. Old school Wall of Fire was awesome. I got to play around with it for a little while before it got hit hard with the Nerf bat. And if you go heroics, man, if you ever decide to like TR a lot, I don't know if you do, and you want to keep a good staff on hand for the mid levels, Breeze was really good. I've got one on my 9th lifer, and one day I'll go back to staff wielding. But right now I gotta do the repeater cheater build because I'm hopeless when it comes to making arcanes. Except bards. Bards I got down. Bards are easy. Strength, charisma, and a little bit of a constitution. Dump anything left over into dexterity. Have fun. Get a lot of points. Go human. That way you can dump in a little. No TRing, huh? Yeah, not yet. My advice is to build build your first tune all the way up to 30, and then build a second tune to do your TRing. That way, you've got a farming tune and one that can play, any content. And then you have your project. I think I should just recall to save a couple of seconds. Now, of course, I'm so close. Alright, I'm going to take a second to get a cup of water. I will be right back. So I'm going to put up the splash screen. This won't be much, this won't be long at all. Alright, I'm back. I got my glass of water, and rinse, cycle, repeat is the name of my favorite grinder. Last time I think I missed a couple. I will not do so this time. I got rat murderer. And the last time I didn't get those guys. We're gonna go up here and check to see if that group of rats is down low. They're not. No, it's Vez. I think that's just the ordinary Baron up there. Yep. We're gonna have to come back this way again anyway. Then we climb the hill after going to kill Zir. Keep moving, keep moving. No, they're by the lower tree again. I don't need to break out my throwing hammers or whatever I picked up. Nobody's here. I got Zir again. Yeah, the Ring of Alertness. It's this starter piece of equipment. You can't sell it. Leave it in the chest. It's like listen +1. See, if the ice spider's right here, you don't get Civic. Can't go beat up a Honda. Curious, they're shorting me some rats. Huh. Maybe all my rats are up here. I don't see any rats up here. See, I got a couple. Yeah, but one of them was supposed to be this rat. Where's the other rat? You dirty rat. They need to have a little rat with like a fedora on it and just call it the dirty rat, you know? You dirty rat. Ooh, that was a really nice cleave sweep. That'd have been perfect, actually. I got 5 in one blow. I'd just like to remind everybody, since I got a little bit of time, I did update the archive on my website, cavaliercavalry.com, so everything all the way up through October is up for Barred Life. Oh, I didn't need redemption. I just needed to turn around and reset this. So yeah, this morning I uploaded 6 videos, all of September and October's shenanigans on DDO are up for your review. So if you'd like to go back and relive Night Revels, watch me make a fool of myself. I did watch the gang go through many different types of quests. It's all up. A little something for everybody. You'll laugh, you'll cry. We'll come together. Hey, we're going to use various sub-Splunkier. Most of the packs, and one of the reasons why I still do some of the lower level explorer areas is to keep in mind, practice and keep in mind, because um, explorer areas are going to be the free-to-play person's bread and butter for XP. Level 3's got a big hole where they plugged catacombs in, so there's not a lot for them to do at 3. Level 4 is a little easier. I mean, Proof is in the Poison is like an entire quest chain all onto its own. It's insane the amount of XP that comes out of it. That, though, it also keeps me in mind that I think that all of these adventure areas need to be free to play. All of them. And the reasoning behind that is, I think, then they could plug all the quests in the adventure zones. People would actually adventure in the adventure zones and create great places for expansion of the content. And give free-to-play players a little bit of a bone, as Staying Stone's probably going to release more and more paid content, because they're a small company now. They're no longer part of the big Warner Brothers empire, where there's the constant fear of Warner Brothers siphoning off your profit to go help some other division. Or a bean counter deciding it's not worth it. I mean, it's too bad what happened to Asheron's Call. But, that was also Microsoft Publishing doing that. I think the MMO players that got screwed the most, though, were definitely the Star Wars Galaxy people. I mean, that was real out of nowhere, and the new game is awful from my standpoint. I mean, that was like leveling Sigil bad. You can find elite gear, or what we would call purple gear in Star Trek, but you can't equip it unless you either buy an unlocking token or you go subscription. That don't fly with me. I gotta change my position. My back is getting a little sore. Wonder if I'm still even on camera. Yeah, here I am. Oh, it's gonna hurt my arms more, but my back is sore now. I got it, the lowrider. All my friends love the lowrider. There are some beautiful lowriders here in Bakersfield. I still think, though, the best looking car I saw was a stock one. And this guy had... Hi, Charbert. This guy had an absolutely immaculate 75. Lincoln Continental Landau, and it was, you know, it's one of the stranger cars to see that pristine, but this looked like it just rolled, like he just pulled it off the showroom lot. And it was his daily driver. Just loved his car. Big old American personal luxury land yacht. Fully equipped Klingon battlecruiser. Oh, at least one more run through Korthos. If I'm lucky. I think we're going to be short. I'd get one, but I already have a minivan, so I don't need a cruiser. I need a sportier car. I'd like to get an Alcyon. Oh, DDO. Pfft. DDO is fun. I'm kind of doing the boring part right now, just because I have a tendency to be a bit of a completionist. Now, I will admit, I wish the Slayer count would pause in quests, but it doesn't. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. Or it was intimated that it was going to, but they never could get it to implement. Let me put it that way. It's not working as initially intended, but it might be working the only way it can. Because the thing is they're both instanced. Well, it is. I'm not gonna say it's free to play. It's definitely free to try. Not all quests are open, or classes or whatnot. It's certain, but you can grind out points in game. It's a little bit challenging at first, but a large amount of the game is free to play. You get several different races. You get most of the classes. Lots of content. Lots and lots of content now. including epic content, which is pretty neat. You certainly could make a go of it. Free to play. I know somebody who has ground out everything in the game just by grinding out points. I also know someone who used to drop thousands of dollars on this game on a regular basis. Yeah, Lincoln Town Car, that was, well, what year? Because, you know, the last town cars were actually quite peppy. My dad's old neighbor, she got one of the, she heard they were going to stop making them, so she went ahead and traded her 96 in for the last one, 2007 I think it was. And she loves it. She was surprised at exactly how much more powerful the 07 was before 96. It was like, yeah, it really screams. I think I respect Lincoln for trying to make Luxo barges longer than anyone else. I still think there's a good place in a... Yeah. Oh, 96, that's just the Fox Modular 4.6. That was a solid engine. You know, you could bolt on any Mustang parts onto it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy like that. You could shoot just a little bit of work. You could get those suckers over 500 horses. I mean, I think they came with $290 to start with. Yeah, well, 96 was a really good year for Crown Vic models. 95 was the refresh, the update. 96 was the big implementation of the modular 4.6. So they had a lot of incentive to sell them. I think it's probably easiest to find a 95, 96 actually. I think it was the last year they were huge. Last year they were a thing. Till 07 when was... Till 07 when that was the last year you could buy them as outside of a fleet purchase. Discontinued 2011-12. For everything but fleet sales. It's a good car. They had a tribute on Jalopnik this morning to it, and I watched a video of somebody who takes a beat up old Crown Vics and town cars and Mercury Marquis, Grand Marquis, and if the tops are, you know, he goes to not scrap yards, but you know, Craigslist finds and well, wrecking yards, but you know the cars they have up front, and if he finds any straight bodies with good or straight frames, body doesn't matter with the Crown Vic. Straight frames with a decent enough powertrain, he buys them and he puts classic truck shells on them. So you kind of get like the like a 50s truck look, but it's a modern car underneath. And since the Crown Vic actually is a really tough frame, it's still still pretty usable as a truck. So, a pretty good idea. I think I was always a little bit bigger of a fan of the Chevy Caprice until they went full bubble. Oh my God. I don't care how good of a car was. Those last year Caprices were just... The station wagon made it look okay, but those big, bubbly... Ugh. I didn't like the early 2000s Ford F-150s for the same reason. They look inflated. We built a frame here at the truck assembly plant here in Georgia, and then we inflated the shell onto it, and that's why it looks like a bubble or a balloon, and if you twist it this way, we can make a dog out of it. Buddy had one. And then he got a decent Ford, a recent Ford. And then he went back to a Ranger. He's not doing so much construction anymore. He's a more management guy. Well, it was a great motor, a great powertrain, but that Caprice just ugly. Now the '98 had the same body, but they never put in a V8. They only had the Oldsmobile Buick 3.8 turbocharged that they put in the Regals and whatnot. The '98 looked pretty styling, but it needed a V8. Needed a Rocket 455. They never gave Oldsmobile a chance after the 80s. Last chance Oldsmobile had was the Cutlass Supreme with the dual overhead cam 3.4 liter engine in it. That was a powerful engine for its time, but when you're dropping 245 ponies in a sedan and Mitsubishi is building a similar type of engine and throwing it into that VR4, putting down 345, you're not serious about the performance game. Yeah, right now my dream project car is a Subaru XT6 Alcyon. But I'll probably never find one. Most of the ones in California have been crushed. There was a real nice one in Santa Maria, but they wanted $7,000 for it. That's not a project car. That's somebody else's project car that they're done with and are ready to pass on to you. Alright, we need 58 kills. We can do that real quick. I thought we would be done. I really thought we were totally done. Jeez. 14. This is taking 15 minutes longer than I thought it would. I'm not even going to call out the hire. So since I have the Slayer pod, I'll do one run through. Cerulean Hills. But I'm not going to kill myself getting Cerulean Hills done immediately. And I'm not even, I'm going to go where all the big groups are. I want this done quick. Quick. We need about 30 kills. With my bonus going on. I want the main murder on. Time to make the fish sticks. Oh, the Vez is out there. I'll go kill Vez. Oh, and the Baron out there. Well, that makes it all of a sudden a lot more worth it. Oh, person following me. These will be 2 more kills. I'll put us at 6, 7, 19. All right, thanks, Char. Yeah, I'll be more than happy to show you a dungeon next time. $7.44. $7.46. $7.50. All right, all done. Recall. Not going farther. No point in it. I could check for Zier and Civic, but ain't no point in it. We're gonna get my level on now. I don't have to worry about this level 3 thing anymore. Hanging over my head. Alright. Isn't the cleric trainer right here? Okay, advance to the next level as cleric. So, I've got my guide here. We're going to go back on it. So, as a cleric, this is 3 safe. This is not cool. That's not going to help. I'm going to take Paladin. There we go. Looks like I'm taking all level ups into strength, so it makes sense. Alright. I'll be able to add more into jump and UMD as I go along, because at level 7 I'll get another point. Because I do have a 2 +2 tome. Domain of Destruction. I'm gonna double check real quick to make sure that I have no destruction domain is what I really want, but I'm almost sure it is. Classes, cleric, pick a domain, destruction, yeah, that's it. Thank you, DDO Central, for retweeting me. Domain of destruction. Enhancements. I'm now level 4, so I can take strength. Yeah, it's really good for a lot of things. And I will take my bond. Is this my divine purpose? Oh no, that's my divine purpose, so I can get an extra strength point. I'll go ahead and take it. I know I should be spending some over here, but right now I want to see. I'm doing this to see what the Aasimaar can do. So I didn't click accept, did I? Nope. Herp de derp de derp de derp de derp. Now I can get an enhancement, get divine purpose for a +2 primal bonus to strength and double strength. Yay! Let's kill that pot real quick. We have now left Korthos Island for temporary. We're going to go back and do Misery's Peak on Elite eventually. But not right now. We're going to do the Cerulean Hills real quick. Just to kill that Slayer pot. I'll have to do this without Illyri Thistledown. Shouldn't be a challenge. Ah. Orcs are goblinoids, not giants. They shouldn't have that good a vision. I've been poisoned. My lord, they're just spotting me and I'm not going the right direction. Of course I'm getting kills, which is more important, but... Oh, bloody Nora! There's never two over here. Except today where I don't need to be running all the way back. Of course not. Probably gonna put in the extra bar and get a bigger backdrop. This is a really good green screen I got. I got it off of Amazon. It was like $40 and it comes with a 4 3-foot segments in the bar. And so you can make a 12-foot long green screen. And I used to do videos for Battletech with it, and I used to have I actually made up a little production studio here in my apartment, and I was doing some good work. Pinnacle 12, which is still what I use. I have Pinnacle 17 and Pinnacle 23, but it's just not as good. 12 is by far the most flexible program I've ever seen. I wish it was a bit more stable. I'm not going to kid you. But for what it is, it's pretty good. Oh, come on. Killing me, Smalls. Sweet white cat. Sweet, sweet white cat. Yeah, it's not that sweet. Bugbear Bard. No, no rare. I'll admit, they've been pretty chintzy with the rares in Cerulean Hills. For a while there, rares were anything but. Especially on Ziggy, who had a tendency to go into an Explorer zone, and then when he was done with the Explorer, he was done with the rares too. You got perfect marks in Ataraxia, near perfect marks in Orchard of the Macabre. I gotta work on my Dragonborn too. I made a Dragonborn Paladin who's going to specialize in Warhammers and go with Alondra. You'll learn to respect an Aasimaar. Primarily just going to do a explorer run. I don't want to spend a lot of time out here. We have a lion zone. The mine collapsed. You must be lion. Grr. That's fine. I almost never see a bugbear there if I have lion zone. It's not even a lion. It's usually just not there. Now if I have a bugbear zone, well, usually there's a couple more kills there. Lion Zone 2, The Revenge. For 4 orcs, there's like 3 more kills. I'll admit, I keep looking for Illyri to help me out, and then I realize I didn't bring Illyri. Although it seems like I got a couple of extra lions, of which I can certainly appreciate. I hope I get the rare here, so I never, never have to come back. I did get the rare. Woohoo! It's just frustrating when he's the last one. You gotta go all the way to this corner to check to see if he's here, and he's never here. And then everywhere else, it's kind of manageable. This is really the only super awkward one to get. Hey, you are newish, returning player who's taken a break for at least a year, and I was wondering if you can ask a few questions. That's kind of why I'm here. Ask away, Bluestone DeGreat. Yes, I am. I am here to help. I'm combat ready. She was the bestest of us all. Oh, murder up the place. I wonder if he rehosted me. Well, after this, I'll switch over. I'll bring it up on my other computer and check. Or if Trilogy could. To start off, if you were wondering, all the servers have the same problem. No, the servers do have a bit of a difference. And mainly, the only one that has a low population is Wayfinder, which was kind of going to be the European server, but not. But the benefit is if you're pretty good at soloist, there's a permanent plus 10 XP bonus on Wayfinder. All the other ones have a similar number of people on it. They did do the numbers. They did somebody did a number thing, and right now I want to say Orion's a bit in the lead, but I think that's just because it was the top one. I think the most consistent, as much as it pains me to say it, is Argonesson. But I play on Kyber. Kyber is kind of your good all-around server, no matter what time somebody's playing on Kyber. Kyber is very balanced. What time zone? If you're US time zone or UK time zone, Argonesson or Galandra is probably going to be your best bet. Kyber, if you kind of play at all hours. Galandra is also really good for UK people, from what Cordovan said this morning. So Galandra for Europe, UK. Arganesson for UK East Coast, and Kyber kind of is like the generalist. For random spurts, I would recommend either Arganesson or Kyber. There's your bet. Or since you are returning and kind of newish, if you want to play with more newbie-ish people, Orien. So there's your choices. You kind of can find it all. So just judging by what you're telling me, I would recommend probably in order Arganesson, Kyber, and then Orien. I think that would probably be solid. I, of course, still think Kyber is the best, but you know, I've been playing on Kyber now for 9 years. 8 years, I'm sorry, 8 years. And during the summer, I play all the time. I mean, doesn't matter. You can. My sleep schedule's so messed up over the summer. I'm either on in Eberron or I'm sailing the Federation. So yeah. Hope that helped. Once again, Arganesson, Kyber, Orien. It depends if you're comfortable running a mixed build. I mean, you say you learn quick, and if you don't mind pulling one off the forums, there's no reason why you couldn't run a powerful multi-class. As far as pures go, Tempest Ranger just got a pass. It's still really a good pure to go. Paladin's got an enormously great pass. Normally Paladins were feet starved, but now you can get the cleaves. You can get the cleaves out of the enhancement trees. Enhancement trees. So there's no reason, you know. Paladin's got crazy powerful. I can't offer much on Arcanes because I play them horribly, but I know there are a lot of good pure swashbuckling Bard builds too. I mean, I still think Bard is end-all be-all of crowd control, but I know the sorts like to play themselves up. It's But the Swashbuckler Bard was really powerful for a while too. And you can find many, many different builds on the forums. I missed one. Did I not get close enough to the thing? Yep. Okay, we go to the wall. So if you're returning and kind of want to get into it and just want to pick up a pure, I'd probably play Tempest Ranger or Knight, Stalwart, Defender, Paladin. Those are really, really super strong right now. Right now, Black Friday sale's on, so if you're serious about returning and want to drop a little bit of money, and you want to play even the Barbarians, which are crazy good too, especially Occult Slayers, Half-Orcs are on sale for 75% off. I like the Half-Orc race for my melee builds. I don't have the thing going, so that's actually 42 kills I have to get, so I'm not going to do it. I think race is more important to meshing with a good multi-class. I think if you go pure, since you've got the focus and you can use all the trees well, race doesn't matter. And there are a certain number of multi-class builds that are that way too. It's only when you're trying to get multi-classing to get a specific result does race really come into play. I have a build of my own called the Hurricane Machine, and it is 12 Ranger, 8 Artificer, specializing in Bastard Swords, so I kind of need... It really works much better with Half Elf because of their bonuses to 1.5 handed weapons. I can get that out. Half Orc makes a great Barbarian even better. Or a Pure Fighter even better because of their bonuses to Strength. But there's nothing wrong with a Warforged in that role anymore, too. Race tends to play more of a factor if you are building for a weapon. Half-elves and Bastard Swords, dwarves and axes, that kind of a thing. I think. I know there are somewhere it's all like, oh yeah, you build it with this build, but you didn't take that or whatnot. The only other time I think it matters is if you pull a build and that requires a lot of feats but doesn't take any fighter, and almost every time you'll have to stay human for the bonus feat. There's nothing wrong with being human, but it is one of the more boring choices, yeah. I guess. Marketplace. We're going to do those too. But I think any build can be adapted to a race. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll go from being uber powered to merely very good. And the great thing about the game is that you can always experiment. I mean, if you're just returning and starting in on a new account, don't worry too much about your character. Get it up to 5 or 6, and then if you don't like it, delete it. It's no big deal. No big thing. Find something you like. I'm going to go do a quest. So, race is more like flavor. It can make it can really be powerful. So you are a premium player, but I have the level 20 range. Well, you say you have mid-high tier content. Do you have Menecterin and do you have Giant Hold? That's my question. Do you have Menecterin? Do you have the Sands of Menecterin? And do you have the Giant Hold pack? And do you have Neck 4? Okay, those 3. If you have Neck 4, do you have Necropolis 4, Giant Hold, or Sands of Menecterin? Do you have 2 of those 3? That's what I want to know. Yeah, that's the one with the Scaro. You have Giant Hold and Necropolis 4. You're not going to have any problems. None whatsoever. They made both Necro 4 and Necropolis, or Necro 4. Okay. Well, Necro, see, if you have 2 of them, Sands and Menecterin and Giant Hold are they were epic. So there's content for both below level 20 and above level 20. So you are going to be fine. If you have Vault of Night, that helps. Vault of Night was epified. So no, if you have premium content that's been epified, you are going to have no problems getting your epic levels. The only thing is you might want to make sure you buy the epic destinies. Because then you're taking levels, but you're not getting all the benefit from your epic levels if you don't have the epic destinies. So if there's one thing you have to buy, epic destinies would be it. That's like a must. It's like epic enhancement trees for you. So hi Megatech. Well, if you don't have epic destinies, you should grind for epic destinies. That's the first thing. After that, it's whatever looks good. I mean, if you already have things like Vault of Night or Giant Hold or Menic Terran or Neck 4, I mean, I think that's, at that point, it becomes what you're interested in. Necro 4 probably has the easiest to obtain level 27, level 28 loot, so if you don't have Necro 4, I would lean toward getting that. Oh. After that, it's just a question of what raids you want to do and what's good. I like Caught in the Web. I know I'm kind of considered crazy for that, but I think Caught in the Web is one of the more fun raids. Only the Shroud got epified, so Veil's not that big of a deal. But you also get access to the with the Veil, you also get access to Hound of Zoriat, Devil Assault, and I think Legendary Teppan's Spine is free, so just that. It is hard getting into groups or being accepted in a guild at higher levels. That one's going to be hard for me to answer because I have a friends-only guild. So as far as a guild goes, I don't know. I've ran a guild for ever. And I got to know you pretty well. I was disappointed when a friend of mine started up his own guild rather than joining mine, but I guess I can understand it. That being said, I know Batch Lagor is a pretty good player, and he plays on Arganessen. So you might want to check out his stream. I know he has a pretty... He's on quite a bit, and he might be able to run with you for a while and get you introduced to a lot of people. Right now, most of the people I know are have taken a hiatus. So I'm kind of on Kyber. I wouldn't be that good to introduce you to anybody. But I also find that the pugs are pretty good. I can't remember the last time I was in a pug and just thought, well, this is less us not being able to work together, and more of everybody being incompetent. Usually it's just maybe somebody doesn't know the one quest or whatnot. There are pug raids. On Kyber. Oh. Hold on. On Kyber, the Epic Raiders usually raid Fridays and Saturdays. And they usually have 3 to 4 spots open. I know I've used them from time to time. Poppy Top and usually runs late night raids on the weekends. Over the summer, there's Tuesday night raids on Kyber. I imagine every server is going to have somebody who does a similar thing. I know there's probably going to be winter games on Kyber. There are usually 2 groups of winter games. Halfling winter games and just winter games. I have the days of people going, link your Harry beater, clerics only. I haven't seen that in ages. Outside of like, you know, a guild trying to run a 10 skull group and they needed a healer. I have gone into raids with some of my craziest builds and people haven't blinked an eye. I have a build that's like a 12 barbarian, 3 fighter, 3 rogue. Because it's 12 barbarian, 4 fighter, 4 rogue. Because I messed up. But, you know, it turned out to be a pretty good stick build, so. Ugh. I didn't get anything good. I took a level, that's why. Healers are once again worshipped in anybody doing Reaper mode difficulty. Because they nerf self-healing for Reaper mode. So if you're a really good healer, and there are a lot of Reaper modes groups up, you'll probably be welcomed. Healers are not kicked out of any groups. Even in Epic Elites, a good healer is usually welcomed, especially for the rezzing ability if something really goes south really quickly. That being said, I've seen groups just do fine without healers either, so it's not like the community is wedded to the idea must have tank, must have trap, must have healer. So if you're not inclined to play a healer, you don't have to. But if you are going to play a healer, you're certainly not going to be ostracized. And you probably will no longer be underappreciated either. Is it hard leveling certain classes? depends on your patience. Your patience. Um, the more quests you have, the easier it is to level. And there's still a certain validity to the Star's Path to 20 idea, where you run certain quests over and over again because they give out the best XP per minute, no matter what class you are. Things like daily Jungle of Kyber runs or Cobalt New Ringleader or whatnot. I think it's all on you. XP is XP, and the more packs you have, the easier it is to get XP. And I honestly have done several lives where I have never run a quest twice. I mean, I have everything, but I can go an entire life without repeating anything if I don't want to. I think it depends on what you play, how you play it, and how quickly you can get through a quest, how durable you are in a quest. That'll be determined how hard it is to level up. I still think clerics are a little low DPS wise. I'm incompetent with arcanes. I have a Sork stuck at 5 because I just can't play it. But if you're good at arcane, you won't have any trouble. I found leveling up my bards to be fairly quick. My combat clerics went up just fine. And when I had the temerity to get into groups, I don't think I had any significant problem leveling up my spellcaster. Most people are of the opinion that you should just go ahead and, participate, As long as you're trying, most people aren't going to give you that much flack. I know there are a couple of players on Kyber that will, but it's not that common. And if you always get stuck on if you get stuck on the TR train, you're just trying to get a class out of the way. There are a couple of 6/6 cheater builds that can play to your strength. So you take 6, like the one I'm playing right now, it's 6 already 6 rogue for maximum heavy repeating crossbow damage, and then I take 8 of any other class, and that 8 becomes my life because I can't. I have tried so hard, and I cannot play a decent boom wizard or combat sork. I wonder if they removed the Trog Shaman from here. I haven't seen him in a couple of updates. I recommend a mix. I do. You can grind out. You need 100 favor per 25 turban points. without somebody to elite unlock it for you, that's like a buck and a half an hour. But if you're on the TR train and you unlock elite unlocks on your third life, you unlock everything on elite. Right now, this is her second life, so she's got everything on hard. On your third life, you unlock everything on elite. So as you go up, you make a lot of turban points. Yeah, that's the other way. I've tried the 10 warlock thing, but I didn't care for it. I prefer the 668 Artie Rogue repeater. The problem is with Warlock is I being arthritic, it's harder for me to run around. And the extra 2 of good class, complementary class helps me. Although I'm pretty sure I could have done 10 Warlock would have helped me better in Heroic Shavrath. I got boned on Chernico. You definitely used the cone attack there. This will probably be coin lane favor. Yep. Geez, I'm gonna have to go so far to find Montague Gudrio. Whew! Alright, I got my 4th bank bag. Which is good because I'm getting full up. That and the other downside, well, the downside to both of those is Artificer and Warlock you have to buy. But they're both good investments. And if you're just starting back and you find that once you get a character you really enjoy, I would recommend just taking the time and working on crafting too. And that leads me right into that. Well, you asked the question I was going to talk about anyway. If you slowly work on your crafting... I didn't want to sell all my gems. Oh, bloody. If you slowly work on your crafting on your way up, by level 100 you can make decent gear. I mean, you can... I have a guide, and I really should put it up on my website. Maybe I will this weekend. But I have a chart. Let's see if I've got it right here. Is this it? Yes, it is. And it's missing something. Now, I went through all of the crafting and I came up with... Let's see if I can make this bigger. This guide right here. There it goes. And this is Twink Gear. My Twink Gear. And all of that stuff I made a set at level 5, level 10, level 15, level 21, and level 27. Each having that pattern. Now, it's possible to grind out gear and get little particular things. But if you work on your crafting and get that gear set up, and the insightful stuff you'll have to work on because that takes epic maths and whatnot. But you can do all of that gear without the insightful stuff in short order. I've already got it done on a secondary server on Orion. I can make that gear up to level 15. So my characters don't have to worry about gear. I don't care what drops in chests. But that's because I took a little bit of time to work on mechanics crafting. Because mechanics crafting really is the way to get gear now. No, it's not hard to craft anymore. No way. Many times I fear it's almost a little bit too easy. What you randomly find will suit you for your first couple of levels, break down everything else, craft some temporary shards, and within no time you're going to find that you are a decent enough crafter to get everything you need done. Alright, what do I have here? I have a tiny, and I have a huge. I don't need anything. The rest can stay in here. I do want my small and my medium. And I want my small, medium gen bag. Should have a medium gem bag. I usually, well, didn't see any gem bags. No. The recipes are all unlocked. You don't need what you need to do is make sure you hit all the collectible nodes. Rather than recipes, you know all the recipes, and then you need some Cana essences, which you just find, and you get from breaking down gear. And then you need some of the collectibles. And the hardest thing to craft is going to be protection shards because they take, and for some reason they take epic level collectibles, which I thought was a really crummy move. But they don't take any super rare ones. But I don't have a medium bag. Okay. All right. No, I gotta do Baudry. That's what I'm gonna do. Kinda almost want to go get a level 4 paladin or whatnot. Now, if you're lucky and you find a good guild, maybe they will just make it for you, too. But I would create a plan so that you're not, A, you're not burdening them, and B, you're not trying to re-gear all the time. That could get tedious. A level 4 barbarian. I gotta take a fighter. Kurik. Alright, I'll take Kurik. Already got broad retardament activated. Ah, I don't want a Larry. I got the fighter for this reason. Um, I see them more of a safety blanket. Lower levels, your healings are still probably going to come more from pots. Some hirelings work better than others. The combat hirelings have a tendency to go stupid. Not to say the healing ones don't either, but they just have a tendency to go less stupid, and there are ways to wake them up. Now, they've known for a long time that hireling AI has been kind of weak. I like, well, this one, since we have to defend the crate, I like just to have someone killing things for me until hopefully it'll stay fine. Most of the hireling clerics are going to be fine too. My favorite of them is 10-piece Lorbin, level 14 cleric. He has mass death ward and divine vitality for recharging spell points. I find him to be also the one that goes least stupid. As far as the specialty cleric or hirelings go, epic levels, it's nice to have the rogue ones just to do traps. Iasin is mostly competent in that regard. But outside of the first couple of levels, the combat hirelings, useless. I don't take a combat hireling outside of probably level 5. Sometimes I bring out my Panthers just for fun. There are a couple of quests where they help you pull levers and whatnot if you're soloing. But pet AI is something that they've known has been a problem for a while. So I just get healers. I mean, obviously, if the DPS hirelings were really that great at DPS, you could just take a cleric and heal them and let the game play the game. Ooh, he's got good healing amp. That's nice. Oh, the cure light wounds for 25 at level 4. That's nice. The crit, but still, hey. They've tried to make some of the improvements to the hirelings. Really, outside of Albus, Garrett, 10-piece, Flower, and Mikhail, I can't think of any ones that I really can think of that are worth thinking about. I stream on the official channel every Saturday night at 6 o'clock. I stream on this my personal channel. I'm trying to stream every night, but not always DDO. I try to do an extra DDO stream once a week, usually on Monday nights. Yeah, that's Mikhail, Unifex. He's pretty useful, I'll admit. Mikhail's pretty useful, especially if you're running any kind of healing levels yourself. You can keep him up. But I stream DDO every Saturday night. I have a guaranteed 3-hour show at Saturday night. And I've been trying to stream much more often. Like I said, I've been trying to get back in the habit of doing it Monday night as well at 6:30. But this is all my channel. Official channel is called Glyn's Arcade, and I do insist on, you know, it's an arcade with only one game would be pretty boring. There's only one enemy in this entire level. And I have run to the end, killed him first, see if you got any bonus for it, but you don't, so. And he might not even appear. Oh, no problem, Bluestone the Great. I am happy to help. Kind of why I do these streams. I mean, I may play the fool, but I've been playing this game quite a bit. I may not be the best build maker, and I may not have the uber power, but I know I've memorized just about every quest in the game. So you know, hey, I can definitely get you through things. Let's see if the Cobalt is here. Which Dr. Keefe? Nope. And the chest isn't there either. It might be. I might change that. Oh, it is. There's a really serious spike trap on this. Let's see if it kills me. Nope. Heroic deeds. Worth it. I don't think that would have killed me. I'd have been all. I'd have been a soul stone. I'd have been all like. I'm going to finish up Baudry Cardamom, and then I think I'm going to take a break for an hour or two, get some food. But we will finish off Baudry Cardamom. We will finish it off. This time it's the same quest, only instead of breaking boxes, you have to break the kobolds and the bugbears. Hazardil. Oh no, you didn't. Yeah. Stealth might be an asset. I don't have any murder. That's what I have. I have some murder. Minute and a half cooldown with a minute activation. I could get used to this. Star Trek buffs are like 10 seconds with a 3-minute cooldown. Gotta love those wings. Did I get the rare bugbear? I did. I did get that rare bugbear. But I did not get the Sword of Pain. The Sword of Pain is painful. Chernak is always here, so I knew I was gonna get this chest. Ring of Rage drops from this a lot, but not today. Oh, but I wanted the collectible back here. And get the rare bugbear here. Bummer. He drops one of the better low-level helms just for people coming up. It's a DR1 helm. And if you don't think 1 point of damage reduction of all damage reduction can't help at low levels, you're crazy. Oh, letter bug. Oops. I forgot to throw the lever. I know. Wasting time, wasting time. Pot running, pot running, pot running. Oh, I didn't get any renown that time. Bummer. Nothing really good. Alright, well, that's going to be my session for right now. I've been streaming for a good 4 hours. I need to take a bit of break, get some refreshments in me, take care of little things around done. I might be streaming later on tonight, though, continuing with the either with the Aasimaar or maybe looking at some of the other games I've got on the computer. Hey, it's Black Friday. I went ahead, I spent $25 on goodoldgames.com, and I got a bundle of stuff. So I might want to play a little bit of that. I got some of my old favorites. So if you would like to watch some old school gaming, I got Wasteland. I got Fallout New Vegas coming up. I've got original Medal of Honor series, Alpha Centauri. Damn you, Sid Meier. SimCity 4. Lots of good stuff. I might even want to take a look at that completely free game that I got for spending more than $15. It's an RPG, and they say it's a viewpoint RPG, so it's kind of like the old Eye of the Beholder series, I imagine. I almost bought Wasteland 2, but when I heard that people involved with it are distancing themselves from it, I decided not to pick it up. I just didn't have the money to spend $20 on it. Maybe sometime further down the line. But anyway, I appreciate everybody that dropped in today. I appreciate Bluestone the Great. I appreciate Unifox. Thank you for stopping in. Megotech, Charbert, and Trilogy 29 for stopping in today. Peace and good questing, and maybe I'll see you on a little later tonight. Thanks.